it's time to have our first meal in 3 days.
Ninja Lens.
Konnichiwa ninjas, it's me, Ninja Lens, and I just, as the title and the beginning of the video stated, I have not eaten in 3 days. The last time I ate was 8 a.m. Monday morning. It is 7:11 Monday morning, and I'm about to have my very first meal. I didn't actually do this just for a video, I just thought I would do it just to see what would happen. I saw a video of some guy who didn't eat for like a month, and I was just like, see if I could do that for 3 days. I'm sure it's bad for me, but I thought it might be kind of fun to try it. And I have like a lot of intrigue and like a lot of interesting things to say about it. I mean, the big thing is I thought it would just be this insane undertaking that every single second of the day I just get hungrier and hungrier and hungrier. But honestly, I can't even, it feels like I just never knew what food was after, I mean, honestly, it didn't feel like that big a deal. I'm pretty darn hungry right now. And the big thing is, like, I felt more hungry at random times of random days than I did like a progression. And that's what I saw in the videos, is that usually it's like when you usually eat. Now, I think the main reason this was so easy and made it a lot more difficult was that I decided to do it when I finally started to get like onto a human sleep schedule, because like over Christmas break, everybody knows it. You just like decide to just sleep all day and you stay up all night. That was me. So Monday morning I had a class at 8 a.m. and I had a giant meal and then went to class, and I was tired because I had been up the entire night eating. I was eating all night. I do that every day on the last night before school. Don't judge me. Anyways, so I'm about to eat my first meal. Obviously, we have more time because I have just about 45 minutes until we're at the 72-hour mark, so I can't quite eat yet. But, and you're wondering why I probably did this so earlier. Well, I still have one last thing that I really wanted to do, and that is exercise. So let's go. So, just a quick brief here is I am trying to get onto be healthier, eat healthier, and this fasting thing for 3 days straight is not part of my master plan or anything like that. Usually, when I get my stuff together, I'll have one last binge meal, and then I'll start the day off. And then I go about a day without eating. So when I eat something healthy like chicken or beef or spinach or something like that, I am not like, oh man, I just had pizza. So there's that. And I have been learning a lot more about intermittent fasting over the course of this last year. And when I was trying to get in shape for Prime Man, I tried to do the Terry Crews's 16 hours without eating every day, like eat throughout the course of 8 hours. The hardest part about that was, real talk, the hardest part about that was that I could not get, it wasn't waiting to eat, because I could generally like eat my first meal at like 10 a.m. and then I would eat again my last meal at 6 p.m. The hardest part of that was I could not get my last meal in early enough. I could never eat before 6. I will say, if I went through Terry Crews's where he just ate at 2 p.m. and then he ate again, I still don't think I could do that, because that would require me eating while I was at school. And I stay at school from around, usually I like to go to school around 10 a.m. and stay till around 6 or 7 and work. But it was just impossible with the intermittent fasting. I tried, I really did try. And I managed to do it a couple of days. But what I learned over this course of time was that workouts are actually significantly more beneficial when you haven't eaten in a while, when your body is out of food to burn, because then not only does it start to burn fat, but like there's no insulin in your body to interfere with fat burning. I don't think I'm going to be trying to do more intermittent fasting when I'm being healthy this year. I don't know. I just think it would be very interesting to try and do what I'm, not only my current plan for daily exercises, but a little extra. I'm going to put a little spin on it. I'm going to try and go a little extra hard today, mainly for the camera. So I've been rambling on, and if you can tell, I'm a little woozy, and I don't think it's 100% because I haven't eaten. I think it's a little bit because my sleep schedule is all over the place. As you can tell, I mean, I'm up. I've been working on video for a while. I was up since about 3 a.m. because I just wake up really early because I'm trying to because my body's just like, I'm not supposed to sleep at night. My body's freaking out. I think it's more getting my sleep schedule in order than it is the lack of food. I think that's probably why I made it easier, because I was just sleeping. I just wanted to go to sleep all the time anyways. So I couldn't tell if I was drowsy from food. So I gotta let's go do a workout. I probably should tell you guys, like, hey, this is what I look like before the fast. This is what I look like after the fast. At the end of the fast. There's some video. See if I feel better after I work out. Now that I finished my workout, I'm going to tell you right now, I can tell I was way woozier in that first half here. I'm still going to be a little loopy. There are a few other factors. I'm a little sleep deprived. And obviously I haven't eaten in 3 days, so. It is 8:11. It took me an hour since I started filming that. You kidding? It was 7:11, now it's 8:11. That's kind of funny. So now that I'm done, I feel a little more alert, not that much more. I will say, exercising when you have been, I thought it was going to be a lot harder. Really, it just felt like exercising any other time. It's actually easier than, it's obviously easier than exercising when you have eaten a crap ton of food. You know, like if you eat a whole pizza and then try and go for a run, you're just going to throw up. I will say, I was always terrified of, I've always been one of those persons who were terrified of exercising on an empty stomach. And based on the research I've been doing, it's actually better for you to do it. And I actually have a video where I'm like, you should definitely eat before you exercise. It's always better. I was wrong. It feels about the same. And according to various articles and videos I've seen, obviously I've never read a book on it, so somebody wants to tell me that, yeah, but if you want to get your workout in before breakfast, that's actually a pretty good idea. It'd be easier because you won't have such a full stomach. And one big thing I didn't talk about is that I drink a lot of water in my regular life. I'm about to do some right now. I'm drinking water. I drink so much water regularly. On diet, I just drink so much water. I think that's why I was able to handle this fast, like just out of nowhere really easily, because I know sometimes when you feel hungry, you just chug a lot of water, you feel better. Like right now, I'm not even hungry. I'm not actually hungry. Honestly, I feel like I could just go another day. I'm considering doing it. But then again, it's time to have our first meal in 3 days. We got the clickbait in. That was actually pretty good, like, it went into my mouth with the plastic on right in there. There we got our clickbait. No, I am not going to be eating candy and cookies for my first meal. So, like, I don't have a nutritionist to, like, help me out. So I'm just going to start. Okay, okay. This is something. Woo. My light fell down. Help me fix that. Oh, you can't help me, but that's better. One big thing I didn't mention is that a big reason I did this, it wasn't really like, I want to lose the weight. I want to get fit. I want to be buff. I just want to become like Tom Hanks in Castaway and just shrink off the pounds or anything like that. I was honestly more interested in the philosophy of like food tasting significantly better, even food you just can't, like I don't like spinach at all. But I want to see, the first big piece of food that I'm going to eat is a bit of spinach. And I want to see how it tastes. It smells a little better than it normally does, but I will also say I spend a lot of time eating like just rotten, like just dealing with rotten spinach. Because they sell them in, real talk, spinach, they sell it in such huge bags. The minute you open it, it's got like 24 hours before it starts going bad. It's like, it's got a terrible shelf life. All right, I'll get a nice close-up, I guess. Me eating my first meal. Me eating my first meal in 3 days. All right. It tastes sweet. Spinach tastes sweet. Okay, it still has a lot of those flavors I don't really like in there, and the texture, obviously I don't like it, but it tastes sweet. That spinach tastes sweet. Like this is the thing. This is the philosophy that I did this fast for. Food, like I cannot stand spinach. I have been trying for years to try and get my diet, get some spinach and green leafy vegetables in my diet. And I cannot, it's just hard because I just can't stand them. I put this spinach in my mouth. I can taste the 3 grams of carbohydrates in the spinach. And I can feel my hunger coming back. I could probably sit here and eat this entire bag right here. Like it tastes sweet. It tastes sweet. It's almost like eating fruit. I wouldn't say like candy. It's like eating candy. It's not like eating candy, I'll tell you that. But it tastes like eating like fruit. Or like a healthy potato chip, like one of those garbage healthy potato chips. That tastes terrible. But I mean like tastes better than like spinach. Spinach tastes like this. It tastes, I am getting the tang, that kickback that spinach gives you. Well, it's not tasting sweet anymore. And if anybody's wondering, this is spinach. 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 That's good. All right. I actually have to put this spinach away because I could sit here and eat that stuff for hours. It tastes good. See, I had zero interest in like losing a ton of weight really fast. I did lose 13 pounds in 3 days, which is crazy. But I'm guessing most of that was a combination of water weight and muscle loss because I had no protein in my system. I just wanted to like document the effects, and I can feel like clarity coming back to my brain now that there's carbohydrates going to it. My brain's like some form of carbohydrates going there, and my brain stopped slowing down. I am worried, very worried, that my metabolism has cut down a lot. My hope is that since it was a short fast, it didn't cut down based off of the videos I've seen. Looking at this donuts here, I shouldn't. Based off of all of the spinach tastes good. It tastes sweet. That base of spinach tasted like a carrot. Right there. Some of them are a little more sweet than the others, I would say. But that last piece right there that I just put in my mouth, it tasted like a carrot. How sweet that was. You know, carrots are pretty sweet for a vegetable. I'm gonna try mushroom. Now, I kind of like mushrooms, but I will say, uncooked, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of mushrooms when they're uncooked. But, I mean, like, I like mushrooms. They're much better than spinach. So I'm going to test that and see what... There's not as big of a discrepancy between mushrooms when I've eaten recently, or even, like, eaten sweet food, as there is between this, like, spinach. Holy crap, the spinach tasted sweet. So I'm actually very worried now that my body knows that it can get food, because my hunger had been like reducing. I'm sure if I fasted for a couple extra days, I would have my hunger would 100% have subsided, because that's what I hear is it subsides, and then when your body is actually in trouble, it will come back. It was not gone because I woke up this morning pretty darn hungry. I felt really tired and I was like, maybe I'll just go back to sleep. I'll hold it. And then I got it hurt, but I also didn't really want to get out of bed either because my water was across the room, because I don't like knocking over the water. Vegetables, like, they taste sweet. They taste like they've been cooked with sweet food. Like, this tastes really good. I was considering also cooking a breakfast and eating that, but I actually feel kind of full from just these couple of handfuls of spinach and these couple of mushrooms. I think I'm still gonna cook some breakfast because I have nothing I've eaten, because I don't think spinach or mushrooms have any like protein. Now there's a little bit of protein in spinach. I'm not sure if that's like bugs left over or whatever. There's a little bit of protein in there. I am going to try and eat and make a real breakfast. Oh, by the way, if anybody's wondering why I have snack cakes and cookies, the snack cakes I bought when I was celebrating the holidays. I got a little out of control over the holidays, and I've decided to go cold turkey on Monday morning, and then there's still some stuff left over. I'd say you could have it if you wanted it, but I'm not driving anybody some food. I'm gonna make breakfast that I was eating, one of my least favorite healthy breakfasts. I mean, it's not that bad. It's so interesting because if you add like 200 calories to it, it's 100% bearable and lovely. However, the idea is keep your calories low, low, low when I was doing this food. And I want to see how it tastes. So it's spinach and eggs, but like no bread, nothing but salt. And spinach bread, spinach, eggs, mushrooms, and salt. Nothing else. No sugar seasoning, and no bread, no jam, nothing. I will say I'd recommend eating this with bread because it makes it easier to get all the spinach and mushrooms down. I can't stand I love eggs. I can't stand vegetables without like something to distract me, and the sweetness of bread, it gets me through it. But bread is like 110 calories per slice. Not the best thing for you. I need a mixing bowl. I wish I had another camera right there, but I don't. I think I'll have a really small breakfast. For a guy my size, a really small breakfast is about 3 eggs. So obviously, I mean, this isn't a cooking show or nothing crazy. Uh-oh, I accidentally turned on the stove and set myself on fire. Oopsie doops. If there was a way for me not to be in the way, I would love that to be the case, but there is not. I don't know if I'll do it from this side. I'm gonna add some salt. I'm actually gonna eat a little salt. See how it makes me feel. Because I know a big reason fasting is so bad for you is because your body gets deteriorated with salt. It doesn't hold on to water. And so you get dehydrated easily. And your body does a lot of bad things because you don't have any salt in your system. Just an FYI, even when I'm on a diet, I usually eat like 6 eggs in the morning. Even when I'm in calorie deficit, I eat about like 6 eggs. I'm a really big guy. Hopefully to be a less big guy, but I'll always be a big guy. I'm about 6'4". And the lightest I've ever been as an adult was about 220 pounds. And you should see what I look like at 220. Because I was actually I was a string bean at 220. I know it's so interesting to see people say, oh man, I'm almost 200 pounds. 200 is the big bad thing for me. It's like, I don't think I could be 200 pounds, under 200 pounds and be healthy. Unless I was like a runner. I am not cutting this spinach right. I'm not a chef. I'm just a guy. I don't think anybody wants to see me. I'm eating this. Oh, so crazy. This is sweet. I never thought I'd taste spinach that tasted sweet. There are no sugars, so it's not like it's a sweetened. I was worried for a second that maybe it was like a sweetened spinach, because sometimes they put sugar in fruits and vegetables. You got to be very careful. That's a big thing they do with dried fruit. Some dried fruit, they add sugar. I don't want to use up all the mushroom. Pepper in there. I guess a little garlic. Stir it up. Get a nice. I'd try and like show it like the stuff inside, but it would fall out. I'm pretty sure. See how thick it is. See if we need to add any more stuff. I think that's good. Now, normally I'd have bacon in the morning, but I do not think I should be eating bacon right off a fast. Spritz a little olive oil in there. I don't like olive oil. Dump it in there. Ugh. Should have preheated the stove, but I didn't. I saw videos of people coming off fast, and they say, "Oh, you can only have like 100 calories for the first day. That's how you got to get back on." I will say it's only 3 days, so I'm hoping I can just because I was worried that maybe I would just feel overly full from just like the spinach and mushrooms. Spinach, but I'm not. I actually feel pretty darn hungry. I'm gonna start with I'm starting small, and I'm hoping that my body just kind of lets breakfast be there, lets me eat, and then lets it be done. It's crazy making such few eggs. Just 3 eggs. I haven't had 3 eggs since I was like a little kid. Perhaps that's why I'm fat, but I don't know. I think the big thing that got me was when I stopped eating eggs and started having 3 bowls of cereal in the morning. And then feeling hungry before first period was even over. Like I think that's a big thing I've noticed is that sugar, if it releases insulin, it's dangerous. If it releases a lot of insulin, I didn't realize I didn't learn about this until very recently. It's like apparently when your body releases insulin, like you feel hungry again. Even if you've hit your caloric goals for the day and you have some sweet foods, you feel hungry again. That's why even though a Coke is like 400 calories, you don't feel full after eating it. Even if that's what you would eat for a meal. I will say I'm at my size, 1,000 calories is not unreasonable for a meal. Because if I even maintain light activity, most BMIs would say I burn around 3,000 calories a day. I need just to maintain my body weight, I would have to eat 3,000 calories a day, 3 meals, 1,000 calories a meal. Now that's for me to maintain weight, obviously. But you don't want to go too far past. I mean, I know I literally just didn't eat for 3 days, so I don't want to talk. But I thought it'd be a nice experiment. And here is food's done. I just want to address one last thing before I enjoy my meal. You may have noticed I don't measure out my food. I don't really do that, and I don't see a whole lot of value in it. I think it just adds more stress, and that can lead to stress eating. But then again, I'm fat and not doing so well, so maybe I should be measuring out my food. Just seems like a lot of work. I think maybe you should focus on eating healthier food rather than less. That's my big thing. I probably will at some point start measuring my food, but I've tried it multiple times. It's really difficult. I just want to let you know that I'm smelling the smell of eggs. Usually I can't smell the eggs through the spinach because I can't stand spinach, but I'm I'm smelling eggs so vividly because I'm so hungry. And so I'm going to take a bite of this. Oh, delicious food. Oh my God, I thought the spinach tasted good. I didn't realize I could taste, like, eggs could taste this good. I like eggs. So this is like, well, the very interesting thing of this is that usually I just like can't stand the eggs based on, because like you can see how much spinach is in it. I just can't stand spinach. When I eat this, I have to put it between bread. But I mean, like, I can barely taste the spinach, even though the spinach tasted good. Oh my God. Holy crap, this is good. Holy moly. Oh. Oh my God, this is so good. This tastes better than, like, if I were to eat. I'm trying to think of my favorite foods. Like, I really like pizza. And like, if I were to get when I get a really good pizza, it does not taste as good as this. It does not taste as good as this. When I get a really good pizza, it feels really good to eat. And it's like, nom, 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 nom. But when I get a really good pizza, chances are I've eaten it within the last 24 hours. And I've probably eaten some pretty sugary food. I'm guessing it's a combination of a lot of different things, but it's like, oh my Lord. Another big thing I know I don't do, that a lot of fitness guys do, is that they meal prep. There's no way in hell that I could live my life with all meals prepped already. I love the taste of like freshly cooked food. These are straight off the stove, and it's so good. Obviously, I don't just cook all of my food immediately and eat it. But I will say I found myself struggling to leave the house because I know I don't want to have to pack a lunch. Oh, Lord. Excuse my manners, but I have also not eaten in 3 days, so. Oh. Oh my God. I think I'm gonna end the video here with that was so delicious. I might end the video here. I kind of want to continue documenting how I feel, but I think I can just update you guys in a later video. A big thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna brush my teeth because I cannot stand eating after brushing my teeth, and I feel like I will say this. I feel that exactly how to describe it. When you have eaten some food and you're hungrier than when you started, I'm guessing it's because my body is just like either release all the insulin or it's just like you've tasted it, so now the sensation is back. So I am a little worried about just overeating now. So I'm going to brush my teeth and try and put some space between now and the next meal. But thanks for watching this video. Please let me know exactly how much of an idiot I am for doing whatever it is I did. Ninja out. Now the question is, how can we